got a chance to fish today. I'm on afternoons this week, so it was nailed on. It was gonna rain. Rivers have come up, but they're actually just falling at the minute, so that's a pretty good time, or often can be a good time. In my opinion, often as it's rising or as it's falling can be a good time, as long as there's not too much debris in the water, leaves and branches and things. When it's coming up, if there's loads of leaves and branches, it's a nightmare, but if it's coming up and it's not too bad, or it's going down, as it's coming up, fish might move into places that's little slack holes and things. They might start to realise it's coming up and they'll all move in, and obviously as it's going down they might still be sat in there, so if you can find those places, and those places could be at the back of a bush, could be a bend, anything like that. You just got to see what you can find on your own spot. So you can use the same lures as you normally do. Spinner bait's a good. I forgot to bring a spinner bait. Another good lure is a Savage Gear low rider, but I forgot to bring my Savage Gear low rider, so this is going to be a fun day, isn't it? So, just because I like using jerk baits, we'll have a go with jerk bait first, just for the fun of it. Sometimes you can get a fish to come up. Probably won't stick with it long. I'll just have a couple of chucks. Oh, frigging GoPro! I'm on right there. It's not going to be one of them videos. It's not going to be one of them videos. Where's my GoPro? Anybody finds a GoPro Hero 4? Let's give me it back. It's not in my pocket. It's a long way back to the car. Oh, I'm getting better at this filming game, aren't I? A bit difficult to fish with a jerk bait, to be honest, but sometimes that lure whizzing across just under the surface, it does get their attention, so it's worth a go. Give bait a go. Obviously other lures you can use, soft lures to get down there, as long as there's not too much colour. They'll find it, and there's not actually that much colour today, it's running off quite nice, so we've got enough visibility. You just need to find a bush or a bend or something that's got some pike. Quite a steepish bit of riverbank. It drops off, and the pike the flow's going to run right through the middle, and the pike will just push to the edge, and we might be just sat under the grass and things, or they might be tucked lower down at the bottom. There's drop-offs and things outside it, riverbank. So you've got to find out what lure's going to fish them that water best. So it's having a little play about, watching what your lures do. Don't just blindly fish, I've got, for example, I've got Savage Gear lip lure in here. I know if I cast that, as soon as it gets into the flow, it's going to get dragged with the flow. I'm going to end up retrieving it, and it's going to stay in the first, foot or two of water if I'm lucky, and I'm not going to get it down. even once I get it to the edge. So you need something that's going to sink a little bit. I mean, this is quite a slow sink soft shad. I've got a heavier eel. I might try that, but a heavier one you don't want to get too far down and get stuck in the grasses all the time. So I'm going to try with a lighter one first and just see. Right, so that's only a small swim, only a small little slack spot in the slack spot in the edge. So we've got quite a few of those to have a go at on this bit of river. I know there's a few bushes and things to have a go, so I'm not going to spend too long. I've got to play with a few lures. It's time to see if I can find them. Like I said, there might not even be a fish under that bush or wherever you are. So I've got like, I don't know, 3 hours or something to catch a fish before I've got to get back and get to work. But so I don't want to spend too long. Yeah, there's a good chance. There's enough clarity in that river, so there's a good chance if there's a pike under that bush, it'll come. So I'm going to move on. Then again, this bush just here, only a little real feature. There's a good chance something sat either side of it, so we've got this side of it to try and behind it. Try and use the flow to put your lure where you want it to as well. I'm just going to swing around a little bit on a slow sink. Looking for anything, any little follow or anything. And if they're in feeding mode, they will pretty much take it straight away. Like I say, it's dropping off as this river. There's enough clarity in it, so I'm not going to say it's a bright lure. They will see it, even if I've not got it right down. The good bit about this is, when the takes do come, they just come out of nowhere. You're fishing for whatever, you can fish in for an hour and nothing, 2 hours and nothing, and all of a sudden something just explodes, and that's the thrill of it, especially if it turns out to be a nice fish, nice double or something. So this time we're at the back of that little bush. I'm quite high up on the bank, so make sure your landing net's extended, but try and stay back, which I've said before on videos, try and stay back from it, but also, because I'm quite high up, and because the banks are pretty steep, if you do get a follow from a pike, it's going to come up the bank like that, and as it comes to the surface to go for your lure, who's going to be strapped straight in its eye line but yourself, so try not to be too prone. I've got a big tree behind me which hopefully should shelter me a little bit, should I get a follow. But little things like that will just mean you miss a fish. I mean, it might come up and miss your lure, but you might have another chance if it doesn't see you. But if it sees you, probably not going to get it. Well, you can't really see it. What I've got here is I've got a bush. It's on a slight inside bend, so naturally the water's getting pushed that way. So this is a bit of a slack, so I'm hoping there's a fish in this one. If not, I might be in for an hard day. But only takes one chance. As you can see, I'm not casting far. If I cast to the far bank, it's just going to get washed downstream. So, casting close and trying to fish in this slack spot. Oh well, that were only 3 casts. One at back at bush, one at middle, one at the front of the other bush. I'm confident something should come up and take it, so I'll now switch and put a bit more of a sinker, Savage Gear reel eel. It's not got a heavy jig yet, it's got a 9 gram, but the body itself's quite heavy, so it will get down. Hopefully I won't snag up. That's your only problem with softies. I'll give it a go. Yeah, first fish. Slow, really early. We're only a small fish, probably about this sort of size, but it will follow. Like I say, what you've got is, because you've got quite a steep bank that comes up, the fish stay low and they follow it right up, so they follow it right to the edge. And you've got that little dilemma that your lure might get caught in the grass at the edge of a banking, so you either leave it there and get caught in the grass, or you flick it out. And typically I just lifted it out, and as I lifted it out, this fish turned. Probably didn't see me because I'm not really in the way, so we'll have another go. It's not a monster, but we want to get a fish, don't we? On film, not on GoPro though. So when you cast it out, try and keep in contact with your line. It's not easy because there's a bit of current taking it as well. I'm using that current to swing it round and get the tail going as well. But try and keep in contact, because you will get hits as it goes down, as your lure sinks. Sometimes it just look, even a jerkbait or something that doesn't look like anything spectacular, as it sinks, we do get hit. So try and keep in contact, and you might be just watching for a slight tightening of your line, so it could be something like that. But like I say, it's not always going to rip your arm off. missed it. Oh, same fish, just tugged it really quickly and I just missed it. That was like a world's slowest reaction. I probably missed my chance now, but unless it didn't feel any hooks, it might come back. Again, right at the end of my retrieve. So we might have found something that's working. Tried a few lures, different ways of doing stuff, and Savage Giddy Reel twice got a follow and a hit, which I missed. So I'm going to stick with that lure now and try the next bush. It's not a massive slack all this, so but I know that lure's covered all of it. So I think if there'd been anything else, it would have been another follow or a hit. So I'm going to move on really quickly and try and find something similar. We're on with right theme, looking at back of bushes. So we just need to find one that's got something big enough. Like I say, it would a fish. It was a nice fish. It would be 4 or 5 pounds, I guess. And pike is pike. I'm going to swim which looks pikey as hell, as they'd say. Not much of a slack, but still on the inside bend between 2 bushes and really high up. I can get down to net it, but I don't want to get right down there because I'm basically where the fish would come and take. So I'll try and stay up here out there. Little advantage on this swim is I've not got as much grass overhanging. I've got a tiny shallow, which means I can just leave my lure to rest. So if anything's coming, I can at least see it. Just see in the distance a really small pike, smaller than the last one. What I've got. See what I've got. My bag of tricks. Let's try. Same kind of thing, but slightly smaller. This one's an ace helltail. Like an eel. It's a bit like a wolf tail. In fact, they were out a bit long before wolf tails, these. Same thing, catches fish. fucking wrap it right in the rod. Possible slightly smaller profile will it take? Don't know. Need a fish at minute. Any fish, even a £3 pike. Good thing about these ones is the wolf tails, we had to weight them, didn't we? These ones sit a little bit lower. So we'll go down 3-4 foot quite easy. Where's the little pike? Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. Yeah, fishy, fishy. Getting desperate now. Okay. It is time to make some noise. Had to get a new Buster jerk out of that box. You see it? The last one, my pike one, one of my favourites. My pike buster, I managed to somehow smack it against a wall and cracked it. I can't believe I've only seen 2 pike, one about £5 and one about £3. Where have they all gone? steady on, little fella. There we go. How far can I push him out to make him look big? It's a reward. A lot of hard work. That's that fish. I thought it was about £3, it's about £3.5. Pushing for. Can I claim it? But at least it's a fish, so I ain't blanked. Just shows you even on flooded rivers. Like I say, a little bit of colour, a little bit of clarity in this one, so it's not too bad. Be happy fishing this. I'd expected more fish, but that's my only one. And it's a fish. Right, so that's me done for today. Just to make some of you feel better, that's 3 hours worth of fishing. That I've come to a spot where I've caught before. I don't always catch, but I've caught before. I've got some nice fish from it before. But today, just not here. I can't find them. We've had that flood, running off nicely. Everything looks like it should be a fish about, but if they're not here, you can't catch them. Like I say, I've seen 2 fish, caught 1, and nothing of note. So I've probably covered, I don't know, maybe about a mile of river, fishing every bush. Mixed it up a few times, a little bit of faster water or a little bit of flow, but can't catch a fish really. But so it just shows you it's not easy. But again, in them conditions, you might come one day and you'll catch. So stick at it. Even for, like I said, people like myself who's been fishing a little bit longer, you don't always get it easy. I know some of you're struggling. Pike fishing in winter can be difficult unless you find one of them sweet spots where it's just full of fish. That's when it is. It can be frustrating, but it can also be easy if you find all the sweet spots because they're full of fish. But they don't always take. But if they do take, you look like a superstar. However, for most people, it's a lot of what I've done. Muddy, poggy, hard work carrying your gear about up and down banks. And you can see how high that bank is at the other side of me. And you can see logs on top. You can see how high the river comes up. It just shows what a bit of a beast these rivers are where I fish. So a little bit of rain up in hills, and basically the river's up where I am here. It does come up to here, so it's quite scary. And that can make you mean your fishing is just disastrous. There's logs coming down. There's brown water. It's a nightmare. But every river is different, so get to know your river. Try and work out, keep your eye on river levels and things, and you know, if a river does come up, go fish it. You need to find out what it's like when it comes up. Be careful, muddy banks and that, but go fish it, see what it's like, see if you can find a bit of a slack spot, because like I said, a pike will move into those spots. I haven't really found one. I thought there would have been something tucked at the back of a bush, but that's, for whatever reason, not happened. I don't know where they are. They could be higher upstream, they could be lower downstream, who knows. Not really. I would expect today, it's quite mild, I would expect today I'd have caught some more fish. If I'd have found some fish, they would have been feeding. But yeah, I've not found them, so that's me pretty confident I've not found enough fish. So if you're getting out, stick at it, try different places. Like I say, you could stick at this all day and I probably wouldn't catch another fish. So if you were fishing all day, now's the time to get back to your car and go try somewhere else, either a new venue or either upstream, downstream, whatever. Try and find somewhere else, because it's not always easy. But at least you see that, you know, that's a session again. That's, you know, that's me showing. In some of my older videos, it would have been, you know, stick some clips together, and I think some of you thought fishing were a little bit easy sometimes. But this shows you that it's not always easy. I've not got rivers that's full of massive fish or loads of fish, but you stick at it and eventually rewards come. Like I say, if you do find a fish this time of year, they can be nice little fatties, or, you know, chunky doubles and possible fat 20s. So that's why people fish it, but it's not easy. You could obviously sit out with baits and things, but imagine sitting on this river with your baits out and you just won't catch your things because there's nothing here. So I'm going to call it a day, go back for some food and then time for work. But I hope you've picked up a few tips. Like I say, all that what I've just done there will work. Not every time, but you know, sometimes that'll work. You know, fishing those bushes, they're places you need to be targeting. They'll just sit at the back of the bush, like any other fish would, like a chub would, like a perch would, like, you know, fish do. That's what they hang about. It's a food source comes past them, and that's where fish are. And pike are no different. They'll sit in that same swim, and they might not be far away from those roach and chub that are sat there. But we just need a trigger sometimes, and it could be a jerk bait or a buster jerk or whatever, or a bait or whatever, something that's just different that gets them going. So I've got like a massive walk back to car now. Oh dear.